Black raspberries are native to most of eastern North America, including my home state of Ohio. Black raspberries have shown numerous health benefits based on the research done at The Ohio State University Medical Center and the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences. As for me, I think they just taste really good. First time in the berry patch, I always wear jeans and a long sleeve shirt. Because this bramble is a thorny quagmire. And then once I have the path made, it's a bit easier. Picking raspberries is a daily process for a few weeks. You can see the little clusters of fruit develop at different rates. And so you come through each day and pick the right fruit before the birds do. And then I freeze them until I'm ready to make jam or mead or some other tasty dish. Now, black raspberries are different than blackberries. With blackberries, the central portion of the base of the flower, known as the receptacle, comes along with the fruits, whereas in raspberries, the receptacle stays on the fruiting plant. This is why they're sometimes called black caps. They're like a little hat. Each time I pick them, I like to freeze them separately on a sheet pan so they don't become a big frozen block. Then I transfer them to a Ziploc bag for later use. And today, I'm going to make some seedless jam. Freezing breaks down the cell walls, so you don't have to cook them prior to this. First, I measure the fruit, and then I let them thaw before straining. Now, I prefer to remove the seeds, and so I use a fine mesh strainer and a bamboo spoon to separate the pulp from the seeds. It takes a little time and some elbow grease, but I assure you it's worth the effort. And stick around, I'll show you what happens to the leftover pulp. I prefer to make a low sugar jam so the flavor of the berries really shines through rather than being so cloyingly sweet. I like to add lime zest and juice as well as grated ginger, which really complement the flavor. And other than that, I just follow the directions on the Sure-Jell low sugar pectin insert. Now first, it's necessary to combine about a quarter cup of sugar with a package of pectin before adding it to the entire mixture. And then I stir very well to combine everything before heating things up. And it's recommended to add a pat of butter to prevent excess foaming, and I like to do this, it really helps. Then I bring the mixture to a full rolling boil, one that does not stop bubbling when stirred. I do this on high heat while stirring constantly. And then I add the remaining sugar and bring it back to a full boil again for exactly 1 minute. And then I ladle the jam into each jar using a funnel, and I leave about 1/4 to 1/2 inch headspace. I always wipe the rim of the jars with a cloth dipped in vinegar before placing the lids and bands. Then I just finger tighten them, and then I place them into the hot water bath canner using a jar lifter. Now it's important to cover the jars with at least 1 inch or 2 of water. Then I brought the canner up to a full rolling boil, and these only needed to process for about 10 minutes. Then I always let them rest for about 5 minutes before removing the jars. The gasket forms an airtight seal as the jar cools. This is crucial to create a vacuum. One important step is to listen to the classic pop of the lids to ensure a good seal. Then I let them cool completely and remove the bands and label. This jam perfectly complements buttery toast and fresh eggs from the hens in the backyard. But it also makes the perfect sweetener for a vinaigrette. I like to add it along with equal parts of toasted walnut oil and red wine vinegar, plus a squeeze of Dijon, salt and pepper, then shake until fully dissolved. And it'll make any salad happy. And as for that pulp, there is no waste here. I use it to flavor a batch of mead, which is a tasty honey wine, though technically it's known as a melomel when we add fruit. I will link the full video to this delightful fermented beverage along with some of my other black raspberry recipes. So, if you're also a North American native, I suggest you forage for some of these black raspberries in your area, or you can grow them yourself like I do. They make the perfect addition to any breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, or even cocktail. I hope you enjoyed the video and watching my process. As always, I appreciate you and thanks for stopping by.